My principal nominated me for the star. And at that point in time, I thought he was just throwing me a bone, like, here's an acknowledgement for some things that you did. Here's the conference. I said, all right, sure, I'll apply for that. Not expecting anything to come of it, but I'd have to say this has been the best professional development I've had in years. I'm naturally a risk taker to an extent, so I like to call it like calculated risk. And this was one of those where, for me, it wasn't too far of a drive, but to come in this summer for 1 week with the potential of getting the experience that I need to do better at my job, and even at that, to make my job easier. If you're talking financial, for $150, I think we paid the best professional development I've had in years. You're coming here, you're getting ideas from a variety of perspectives, you're meeting people from all around the states, whereas it's not your intermediate unit where things tend to be a little bit homogenous. The bang for your buck, coming here for 4 days, getting all those different sessions in, and you're leaving here energized, tired, but energized professionally. So to encourage staff to come here, it's a no-brainer.
I think what's so special about KTI is you don't know what to expect. You don't really have a lot of the details. It makes it pretty scary because you might not even become with anybody that you know. Get here and I feel like Monday you're like still testing out the waters. You feel like you don't quite know like what to expect. And by Tuesday, I was like fully in. I was drinking the Kool-Aid. Like, give me that garden hose, I'm in. It could be a slow burn for you. It was for me. It took me like a day to get my feet wet, but I was like, this is for me. You have to take a chance. You have to kind of say, hey, like, there's something happening. People are talking about this. There's a buzz about this. So let me at least investigate it. Let me find out what it is. The good things that are happening here and all the growth that's happening here. This is making teachers better. This is making Pennsylvania better. If you're someone and you're starting to feel like you want to change, you want something to make you just give you that little spark, that impetus for what's next, and you're looking for that thing, this is it. KTI is it. I'm a change teacher and I will be better. Starting tomorrow.
Like, I felt like I was done after this year, but coming here, I've gained a whole new family that I didn't feel like I had. And now I feel like I have that support system when I'm super frustrated and when I'm really upset, that I can fall back on them and they'll catch me. And that's something that's incredible. If you want that change in your building, or if you want that change in your kids and your community, you're gonna come and you're gonna figure it out, and it's gonna be a whole new world to take back.
I mean, I've been teaching for 29 years now, and I kind of had that moment where I was like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to do anything more again. And so I've been kind of looking for something else to come along to reinvigorate me, and I feel like this week has been that for me. I know in my head, I was reluctant because I was like, hey, what am I going to learn? Mm-hmm. No matter your level, no matter what experience you've had, there's something for you.
This whole experience and week has just been probably one of the best experiences I've had as an educator. Spending a week surrounded by people who want to be here, who want to get better at what we do in our jobs, and just learn from each other and talk to each other. I met so many people that live nowhere near me, but we're already talking about making a group chat and staying connected and just growing, I guess is the best way to put it. I wouldn't really say I'm an introvert, but as it got closer, I was kind of like, I'm going to go spend a week on a college campus with a bunch of people I don't know. The staff here does a good job of making weird normal. It allows you to really step out of your shell and meet new people and not be afraid to working with and meeting strangers, because there's no judgment. So it's all just idea bouncing and learning from each other. And, you know, even the silliest idea or thing sparks conversation, and just take that first step and do it. This is the PD that when you're sitting at like an opening week of the school year and you're sitting in yet another, like, you have to sit through this session. No, the people who are presenting are passionate about whatever they're speaking on. They want to help you in whatever their topic is. It's something that even if it's not your content area, you're still going to learn something. When the people in the room want to learn and grow, they're going to.
All right, underachiever, lazy, just a girl, fat, jack of all trades, master of none. These are just a few of the words that were used to describe me growing up.
So I didn't try. I didn't care. I was smart, but no one thought I was. I was good at school, but bad at homework. Flash forward to adulthood when I didn't think I was good enough and had resigned myself to being just a mom, just a para. But people saw in me something I didn't see in myself. I was asked to apply for a year-long predictable term sub position during COVID. Then through some miracle, I was able to stay in that position. I felt like an imposter. I didn't think I could do it, but people believed I could. People kept saying that I could. There it is. So I kept faking it until somewhere in there, I began to believe I could make a difference. Then I was nominated to come here. And not knowing what I was in for, I was willing to let it happen to me. And I'm so glad I did. Now I'm forever changed and ready to make change and equip myself for what's coming next. Trust the process. From the moment we stepped on campus to the first dinner, they put you right where where you're supposed to be. Be nervous, and that's okay. Nervous isn't always bad. Nervous is our body's response to that, worry, to change sometimes, and that's okay. Pack all the things they have on the list. Read the list 27 times like I did. Every morning as I ate my breakfast for the last 2 weeks, I read the list. I ordered the things on Amazon and I got out my packing cubes and packed way too many things. It's worth it because you don't know what you're going to find. It's like a treasure hunt. Every time you go to a new session or every time someone new speaks, you find a different treasure among what's happening. And then you pack it in your bag, or for me, I bookmarked 40,000 things and now I need to go back through all of my bookmarks. It's so worth giving up a week in your summer. I was actually looking forward to it all summer.
What would you say to an administrator who might not know anything about KTI? What would their faculty find here?
I think that the biggest thing is the whole conference really focuses on educators and how we make a difference for students. This conference will make a difference. If you apply the principles that you've learned here, the things that you've learned, you will be forever changed, which will mean your students will be forever changed. I'm looking at possibly switching jobs at the end of this coming year, but my students still deserve 100% of me this year. And what I've learned this year, I'm going to put as much as I can into my classroom. That's new for me, to be that excited about implementing something new.
So I had no idea about KTI at all. I just got a random email that said, "You've been nominated by your supervisor for the Keystones." And he explained that I stepped up as a leader in my first year at this school. Something that I've always done as a teacher is share my resources, share my ideas, and just make sure that everyone is heard and everyone's just working together. And I think a lot of teachers don't see that often. So when my supervisor saw that I was being that person and being that advocate for others, he nominated me to, I guess, come to a week-long adventure that I had no idea what I was getting myself into. When I was telling my coworkers about this opportunity, they thought I was crazy for using a week of my summer to do more work without getting paid or anything like that. But I explained to them, I just said, well, I'm going to learn and then I'm going to come back to you guys and I'll explain everything that I learned. But then I also had no idea what this week was about. I read the website countless times and just trying to figure out what was going to happen here. And the experience that I've gotten here is just beyond anything I could have ever imagined. So I think just opening yourself up and trying new things and just putting yourself out there, you will get rewarded yourself in the end.
What would you say to an administrator who might have some hesitation or think it kind of is not necessarily a program they're interested in to send their faculty here? What's the benefit to the administrators to do that?
Something, at least for myself, is I am feeling so valued here. And a lot of teachers right now, especially with the teacher shortage, we as educators are not feeling as valued as we are. We are amazing people and we do great things. And I think we forget that a lot of times. And all of the keynote speakers that have been here have really made me realize I am an asset to the world, honestly. And I think even if the administrator thinks that maybe this isn't going to give as much information, maybe it's not relevant to their school, your teacher, the person that you send, is going to feel so valued and going to come back as a positive human being.
I guess when I first got nominated, I put off applying for a long time. And then it got to the end and I'm like, okay, I'll just put it in. If it works, it works. If not, it doesn't. And then I got that email saying, hey, you're KTI star, come on in July. And I was so nervous between that moment until I walked to the door. So it's just been great because it takes me a while to meet new people and kind of get out there. But I felt like that was such an easier, smoother transition than I normally have. So it's great having new friends, especially kind of going back to school, and just a renewed sense of creativity and spark that I really was missing.
You know, when I got nominated for this, I really knew nothing about it. When my principal came to me, I know I'm a little different and I do things a little differently at school, and I figured she's just trying to appease me and get her to go do something. And then obviously we got here and I was blown away. Like, I'm so excited. So, now it's a matter of picking and choosing like what I want to try first. And I too am very much an introvert when it comes to, putting myself out there in front of adults. But this has actually made me want to go back and be like, okay, I want to present about what I've learned here because so many of my staff members could benefit from it. And I think like most of us after COVID, a lot of us need a boost. They need something to be excited about again. And if I can bring that, then that makes me happy. And hopefully I can bring some others along for the ride.
I got the email and I took a screenshot of it and I was like, sent it to my friends. I was like, what is this? I was like, is this a scam? I had no idea. And they're like, no, our principal was nominated you, apply for it, you can do this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just trying to learn how to be this teacher. I thought I had to have all of this knowledge already. I thought I had to be that tech person, that great teacher already. And I realized that it's about having the passion to want to be that great teacher, teach your kids, to just want to do better. And that's kind of what I learned that I have. And from that, I can just kind of keep growing.
We're better together. Doing different STEM challenges with different people, trying new things just for the fun of trying, the exploration of it all, and convincing people that they can. Like, that's so fun in those moments. But I think we're better together than we are without each other. During COVID, like you felt like you were on an island. And I think some of us still feel like we're on an island because that's how we learned we can do this on our own and do it. But we don't have to.
I think we've seen there's 100 different benefits that would come to them. I think it will be overwhelming when we come back and share all of this because we all know how hard it is to implement something big or even something small, but across your building, it's extra work, extra time, as we know so well, worth the effort.
We kind of all lost sight with numbers and data and assessment and things like that we really forget that the true meaning of teaching is kids and building up a generation. And I think that's the biggest thing that I kind of took away from this week was that it's all about the kids. And I feel like we all kind of need to get back on that because we get testing, curriculum, differentiations, all these things that are keep piling on top of us that really kind of take away from the real true meaning of why we do what we do. And I think it's good for more teachers to hear this and kind of reconnect with it in a more engaging way rather than just like a random PD at the beginning of school, but like in a true, meaningful way to really realize why we do what we do.
I think we should take this on the road to benefit
Can we get a
so
bus?
many teachers.
Getting those kids to still be passionate about wanting to learn is really difficult. And so often in faculty meetings, at our own PDs, they ask us, how can we engage the kids more? And I think a lot of us kind of hit a wall, especially with COVID. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know how to get them engaged and passionate about what they want to learn anymore. And so I think with this, it just kind of gives us new ideas to bring back and to show them how they can be passionate in a different way that's not more traditional. It's going in a different direction. The kids are growing up in a different direction, and we have to kind of embrace that. And this is how we do it. We forget that passion and that joy in teaching, and that's why a lot of our kids are not really enjoying learning in school. But if we can find ways to kind of tap into that joy and what we love to do, that just kind of keeps going out and sharing it.
Well, I think it's safe to say our administrators are going to see that joy in all of us spread across their building.
it's professional development. I'm leaving my family for a week. Do I really want to do this? People thought I was crazy to do it. But I just kept going back to the feedback that other people had given me about being here. And it far exceeded anything they told me. People say it's life-changing. And even on the first day, I thought, that's crazy. Professional development is not life-changing. But I'm here to say it 100% was life-changing for me. It brought back passion, new ideas, excitement, and I can say I've cried more times this week. I even care to admit, and I never thought that would ever happen at professional development, but people around me and all of the lead learners, it's amazing. It's an amazing experience.
From the moment you pulled up with your car, to have that support, and as a teacher sometimes you don't always get that. From that first moment, to be able to have someone say, no, I got this for you, just relax. And then it just continued, because as you sat in your tables, everyone was so welcoming. But what was really refreshing is whatever we were learning, people wanted to learn. It's going to be exciting to go forward as we can talk to our teams at school and try to get more people to come back.
I thought I was coming to a tech conference. I did, but it was way more than that. Friendships, the camaraderie, hearing stories similar to mine that aren't the typical path of most teachers. You definitely leave here with a family.
Your teacher, whoever you nominate, is going to come back so inspired to do and change and make things wonderful in their classroom, but also in their building. They're going to come back wanting to find ways to lead in the school and the school district, and they're going to be a great asset to you.
By empowering your teachers, you're empowering your children. We want our students to be empowered. We want them to be innovative, be creative. You need creative teachers. You need empowered teachers to make that happen.
I finally had a principal that noticed, and he nominated me for KTI. So, of course, I jumped on the chance. I was selected. COVID happened, and I just absorbed everything I could. And then that school year, I'm bringing all this technology back. Well, we couldn't really implement it. Then that summer, Scott graciously invited me back, but I was teaching another class. I already attended KTI. I already learned everything I can learn because, what else can they teach me? And I chose to teach some classes over the summer. And last summer, Scott again invited me to attend. Again, I said no. I'm teaching summer classes instead. This past school year, I go to a new school district, and Scott again invites me to attend this year. I was supposed to teach a college class, and I declined it so that I could attend. And I'm so glad that I came. So now I'm so excited to start the school year. Some teachers do not embrace technology, and they may resist change. They need to have an open mind and realize that change is good and technology is good and it's here and we need to embrace it and not resist it.